if you didn't get your vaccine, should the hospitals not help you if you come in with COVID?
Yeah, that's probably the perfect.
That was some creepy stuff when I heard that. It's like,
is it creepy stuff though? It's like, hey, there's this really bad sickness going on. There's a vaccine for it, by the way.
That got made in 1 year. The president of the United States said, I wouldn't trust a vaccine that was made in 1 year. So I kind of listened to the president and all these other doctors who were coming out saying it's kind of, vaccines have never been made in 1 year. There could be a lot of side effects. I'm 14 years old and apparently it's not even going to affect me. Should I be forced? And then if I just got a little bit sick, and maybe I was caught in the rain and then I got a lung infection from that, it wasn't even COVID that did it. But because I didn't get vaccinated, they don't even know what I have. I could just have pneumonia from something completely different. But nah, you didn't get the vaccine for the COVID thing, so get out!
There is, let's say, a site that you go to and it's like 1,000,001, 1,000,002, 1,000,003 people that are dying from this sickness out there.
Do that for anything, but yeah.
You can literally do it for anything. I'm trying to figure out like an idea here. And it's like, this thing's really deadly, really serious. We got to stay inside. You got to get a vaccine for it. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna. And then they get it. And then it's like, hey, I'm feeling so sick. I need help. And it's like, no, there's this sickness that's literally overflowing the hospitals. Are you vaccinated? Because we can barely get all the people that got vaccinated for this thing. It's like, I'm not. It's like, we told you to, though. We literally don't have room. We're kind of only taking in. Yeah, it was free. Everyone could get it. We're only really taking in people who have been vaccinated because we're overbooked. We have so many people that are getting sick from this specific illness that we have to just kind of prioritize them.
The people that tried.
Yeah. So I can kind of understand that angle. Nowadays, I'm like, COVID's just a flu.
Do you think that for cigarettes, if someone smokes cigarettes and they get lung cancer, should they be like, did you see the packet that you bought every day? 100%. It says this will give you lung cancer.
100%. I think it's the same idea.
They should just go home and die slowly.
The COVID situation was particular because let's say lung cancer is running rampant.
Yeah.
And it's like, everyone's getting lung cancer. The hospitals are like overflowing with people coming in to get treated and get on therapy and whatever. We're only taking people who are non-smokers right now because we literally can't fit everyone in. And there's one dude who's like, no, I'm doing everything right. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm not doing the smoking thing. I got this lung cancer. Can you get me in? And there's some other guy like, yeah, and I got it as well. I need help.
So something that, let's say something that's super real.
Yeah.
Biggest killer in America.
Yes.
We're all American.
Yeah, we're all American.
America took over the world.
I don't. If you're about to say what it is, we'll probably go to Australia.
Heart disease. Well, biggest killer.
Australia is the most obese country in the world.
What gives you heart disease? Obesity.
Yeah.
If you're eating unhealthily, should you be turned away from hospitals?
100%.
Or not turned away, but you're at the back of the line. Even if you're there first.
Australia
Someone will come in a week and they're going to get ahead of you because they were actually healthy.
Yeah. Australia's the most...
heart disease from whatever. Old age.
Australia is the most obese country in the world.
Per capita.
Yeah. It's a great question. I think the COVID thing was so specific. I don't think hospitals are going to generally be overflowing with people coming in.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's probably ever going to happen anytime soon.
So just because COVID was a pandemic and it was
a pandemic
spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, a lot of people were getting it. A lot of people were having to be rushed to the emergency room, were dying.
I just feel like it's playing with that level of you're pushing the boundaries of right and wrong. And you're getting very... What are all those demonic terms for the end of the world? Totalitarian.
Yeah.
All of that is just kind of... It's just scary. It's kind of like... We've learnt from history. We don't segregate people. We learnt from Hitler. We learnt from all these dictators. Like, no matter what, how stupid... Whatever, we're all one. We're all the same.
Yeah.
Let's all get along. So if people are like, we just don't want the vaccine, we're still going to help them.
No. Not if the hospitals not if the hospitals are overflowing. Literally, not if it's saying, hey, you got to do this to stop this thing. We can't.
But it's not my fault because I've been ban all these, ban Joe Rogan, ban like all these followers who are saying, well, it's dodgy, don't trust it. How is that their fault, necessarily?
Because
If that same government have let them watch this video over and over and over and over, which is brainwash, whatever you want to call them, to think this way, is that necessarily their fault? Or then is it like you're now blaming them once you've let in the issue?
Yeah. Because what could happen is literally like, let's say there's this person in...
But see how totalitarian... It's like now you're banning videos, you're burning books.
No, but you're not, because I guess they haven't banned, let's say, a Joe Rogan. Let's say there is a guy in Canberra or something. He's been watching a lot of Joe Rogan. He's... it's the middle of COVID. And it's like, you know what? Because of this guy, he's convinced me to not get the vaccine. He gets COVID and needs to be rushed to the ER. They're not taking him in because they're overbooked and he hasn't been vaccinated. Could he technically have sued Joe Rogan? Or because it's tricky because he isn't associated with like a big company.
I don't get how he would sue Joe Rogan. He would sue the hospitals.
Or he would sue Spotify. You could potentially sue Spotify
for misinformation.
For allowing misinformation. Or for allowing...
no warning trigger possibly or something like that.
So there's actually a really good case there.
Yeah.
To like, and that's probably why that whole COVID misinformation thing is all there, because it's just suing. Because it's like, hey, people could probably go crazy at us if we allow anyone to...
say whatever they want.
Yeah, to say whatever they want. Let's say if they listen to Joe, they don't get the vaccine and then they die. Could the family be like, he listened to this on this platform and he died because you allowed him, da-da-da-da-da. But is he... Because the whole idea, like, everyone has kind of free will. Is he just paying like an idiot tax? Yeah. Is he stupid?
And zero self-accountability.
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, it's like you had a decision.
Yeah.
You can take in any information you want and you chose to take in this one that was dangerous. I had friends that didn't get vaccinated and were getting not killed, but like getting destroyed by COVID. And they were starting to question it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's something that you have to, I guess, kind of live with.
Yeah.
You have to take that on board. It's like, no, I'm choosing to do this thing that...
I still wave it up sometimes. I'm like, sometimes I wish I didn't get it.
Why? Have you had any personal negative experiences from the vaccine?
Zero.
Yeah. I know, and that's kind of my thing as well.
I've only had positive experience. I can't say anything. I just got a little rush from it when I got the shot. I just got a little like, oh.
Really?
Felt a little buzz.
Yeah, I know I'm potentially having to get another booster to travel.
Wow.
Which is...
What, for your own self?
For the country.
What country?
It's Japan.
Ah.
Apparently you need to have 3 shots.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't even know if...
Still?
I don't know if I've had 3. Yeah, apparently
you haven't had 3.
I haven't had 3. So it's either...
I don't think anyone... After 2, everyone's like, what do you mean
yeah.
I already got 2.
I know, and that's kind of... I
just wanted to go to the pub. That was the only reason I got it. I just wanted the opening day.
And
the world open.
That's literally my thing, where I have to really toss it up and be like, what am I going to do? Like, is this thing dangerous? I'm having to look into it.
I have a friend that got myocarditis.
Yeah. What happens? I go get this shot. Bam! I'm into the podcast doing this every 5 seconds.
And you're on some podcast with some other guy saying you a story.
Yeah, and they're laughing at me.
I was traveling to Japan. Had to get a shot, and now it's Rumble. We can make fun of non-able-bodied.
It's not even a non-able-bodied thing. It's like a spasm that can happen from a very risky vaccine.
Yeah.
which is interesting. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it really is a question. But then again, I've looked into it closer. You don't have to. Apparently, you just have to have a negative test.
Then what are we talking about?
But you have to have 2 vaccines and a negative test. But then my fear is I get COVID on the plane. I'd hate to arrive and be like, yeah, you got COVID. And I'm like, God.
That sucks.
Come on.
Turn it around, mate. Turn it around.
Or it's like, get him in the... I don't even know yet. Yeah, I might have to go into the hotel.
COVID bin.
Yeah.
Some COVID vaccine.
The COVID hotel or whatever, the quarantine. Or turn back around. I actually don't know what the
process is. Remember our quarantines? I remember I saw some statistics. There was it was either $1 million or $10 million in unpaid fines for the hotel. But
Right.
who would pay? So you went on holidays.
Mm.
You're in Greece.
Mm.
World's shutting down. A zombie apocalypse coming or something.
Yes. Yeah.
You're on your way home.
Yeah.
Scotty's there. He's like, we're doing hotel quarantine.
Yes.
You get back. You're in some hotel.
Yeah.
And what the hell? You're here for 2 weeks. You
Yes.
finally get out. And thank the Lord. You get home. You get a $4,000 bill for that 4 stay. You're like, but I didn't even want to stay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So all these people were just like, well, stuff you, I'm not paying. And I don't think the government's chasing it up that much.
They might. It's literally one of those things they may waive.
Yeah, I think it definitely has been waived in a way.
Yes.
And a lot of COVID fines have been waived.
Oh, really?
Because I think you could sue. You could be like, you could look at the numbers and be like, that's strange that there's like 20,000 fines in this part of Sydney and there's like 5 in this part.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Were there really that many just COVID breaches in this part,
Yeah.
or was this like highly policed and highly maintained?
I wonder how many people are going to have a good case for COVID in, let's say, even like a year.
A law case?
Yeah.
What essence?
Maybe
I
going to their
think all the
employers,
government-
maybe going to the government.
I think they've covered themselves.
Really, they must
In
have,
and out.
They must have covered themselves really
Gladys
well.
is gone. Scott's gone. Who are you even
I
going
true,
to
yeah.
at this point?
It's like-
That's why governments are scary. That's
That's
why it is
crazy.
scary. They're all gone. Everyone that brought in everything. Who
Dictator-
you even got to point
Dictator
to?
Dan.
Dictator Dan.
Yeah,
he's still there.
He's still there. Let's get Danny.
No one's got Melbourne. But we're in Sydney.
Yeah, the 2PC in Melbourne, they're like, what are you talking about? Oh, actually, they're not 2PC in Melbourne. That's where all the biggest riots were.
Yeah.
Which is...
That's crazy. That was fun.
Yeah,
to
that
watch,
was
actually. The tradie riot.
Yeah,
was
the
incredible.
tradie riots. I kind of miss it.
That was fun.
Let's
I was
be
watching
honest,
Avi Yemeni. He was popping off the wazoo. He was in 4K, getting like 20k views a day.
Yeah. Do you remember? Do you miss it at all? Do you
Yeah,
miss
I love
Do you miss
lockdown.
COVID? Yeah.
I don't miss COVID. I don't miss the mask.
Yeah, of course.
We were in lucky circumstances.
We're in
At
great
the same
circumstances.
time, I was in a nice home, a backyard, so it was like,
Yes.
I couldn't complain at all.
Yeah, of course.
I wasn't getting like the government payouts or anything, but I reckon that would have been an extra crazy.
True.
Crazy.
That
You
would
would
have
have
been good.
sitting at home and getting like $500 at the end of the
Yeah,
week.
yeah. That was literally me.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I was getting those, just sitting back, being like, "This is kind of good. This is kind of good."
Australia's like if you had space, like it would have sucked if you were in a very small apartment.
Yeah,
Like,
that would have
a
gone
few
crazy.
people, you would lose your mind.
Yes.
I've heard of people that have kind of lost their minds during COVID. Kind of
Really?
ruined them. They were away from people for so long, and they just were sitting like doing nothing for months.
Gosh, that's a scary.
Or
have
maybe
some
just
friends-
with like
yeah.
some annoying housemate or someone.
Yeah.
And be like, it'd be horrible. I can't imagine that. That would be crazy. That would really be painful.
There's a lot of psychological things that went into COVID. Even I know during the second lockdown, I think it hit me more. Maybe it was a complete separation from because I went to Queensland.
Yeah.
And it was
He didn't even go
I
in the
wasn't
lockdown.
even in the lockdown.
He broke the border.
But I think there was a weird psychological thing of like all my friends, my routine, my life is shut down.
Yeah.
And I kind of, even though I technically was free and could do anything, I still felt trapped. I still felt I was in the loss.
Because you were in like the new world and everyone had died.
everyone was back there. But
You
I
had a
think,
bit of PTSD maybe. Like, gosh, we lost a lot of people.
I think I had survivor's guilt. Maybe
Yeah, survivors.
Like if you look into the literal psychology of it, I
Of
think I had
survivor's
an element of
I've
survivor's
never heard that
guilt.
term, but yeah.
Yeah. Like I was very depressed and I was very, I didn't know what to do. I kind of felt I couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted
You're like
to.
calling out saying, yeah, I saw an old lady get beat to death by a cop for not wearing a mask at the show. Crazy. And everyone just walked past. Said you should have worn a mask, you old bag.
My friend Luke, who had a podcast, calls it, oh yeah, they beat him to death in front of me. Everyone watched in the middle of the Woolworths, they stomped on his head. He's like, get the mask back on and I'll get home.
Get out of here.
You saw nothing. But I need rice for my family. That you want to be next? The boot's hungry. He's hungry. And then I'm in Queensland on the beach, tanning.
Worse is like just empty and it's just stocked with food. Just free food.
The guards are just like eating muesli bars, just eating.
Just coughing.
There's some poor like Greek families, like 10 kids being like, can we just have a little bit of food?
The little daughter goes, lock her. 14 weeks hotel quarantine for her. But remember they were like dividing families and stuff.
Yeah.
In the early days.
Gosh,
That's crazy. And like housemates were getting taken out of places, put into
really?
quarantine. I think in WA you'd get taken to like a camp. People was calling it a concentration camp. I don't think it was much of a concentration camp, but it was a camp. Like some weird little camp. And little TikToks of guy like, what do you mean I can't walk there? But it is pretty simple. They have outlined it. It is a bit silly, but don't yell at the poor security guard getting $30 an hour. He didn't implement the line system.
I didn't hear about those camps. They were in the middle of nowhere, weren't they?
Yeah, they're going crazy in like American media. No one here cared.
Right.
They were just in like WA and Queensland. And it would just be like a little... You had like a little tent, metal tent. Not a metal tent. You had like a tiny little room and a little balcony. And then you're lined, and you can't walk out of your line.
That's so funny. There were so many, like... It's a great thing that I think people are just going to start talking about more and more.
Yeah.
Because it was
How funny it was.
Yeah, there was like a phase where it was kind of like, we'd talk about it, and then it's kind of like, oh, it's boring. Who wants to talk about COVID anymore? It's like, how about we bring up COVID again?
On some platform.
And you literally couldn't. And I think what's going to happen, it literally will be probably in like a year.
I reckon soon all the misinformation things will be gone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of true, actually.
I know, and it'll be like, okay, let's revisit COVID.
Yeah.
Let's actually talk about COVID a little bit. And then that's where I think they're going to probably go for the,
They're
I don't know, the court
new
cases.
strains are still popping up.
Really?
Saw one yesterday. I'm like, why even bother?
What's going on? Where is this? Where is it happening?
I think what the funniest part and like the scariest media manipulation was the death tallies.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Because there's still people dying every day of COVID.
Right.
We're not seeing the numbers.
Really?
We hear, there's been a spike.
Yeah.
There's probably just as many people dying from COVID as there was, maybe not mid, but towards the end-ish, when they were still doing the counts.
Yes.
And they were like, if another 5 people died today. Then it was like 10 people died today.
I wonder if you can even look it up.
Let's Google it.
I'm going to look it up. Let's Drink Water Podcast. We have access to a computer here. We're going to look up COVID. What is it? What would it be? COVID death tally.
Were they doing country or state? They did state. How many people?
I think it was done. COVID death. Oh. COVID deaths Australia. Let's have a look. Okay, what have we got?
7.
7 today.
Okay, wait.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
Whoa, 132.
Is that deaths?
What? Australia.
See, it's a lot.
Wow. 7-day average.
Only
Wait.
6,000 people have died in Sydney from COVID.
Well, they're like a peaks. What is that one? 7-day average. So deaths 235 on the 9th of Feb.
Imagine today, there's 44 people in intensive care.
Dang. Imagine if we look and we realise the numbers are crazy. Like, what do you mean 6,000 people died today? And the government's like, no, don't worry about it. And it does
It's fake, bruh. And people are like, bring back in the lockdown. Like, nah, bruh.
Ben Shapiro's like, we should really talk about COVID. They're hiding the deaths.
I know, it literally could have been the opposite way, which is so funny.
Joe Rogan's like, they're not talking about the deaths, man.
It's a really
dangerous.
dangerous virus. There's these vaccines, though, they actually do a lot to help out, man.
Why wouldn't they make
free.
everyone? Why wouldn't they make everyone get the vaccine if it's available? Because there's 7,000 people dying.
I don't know, man. They should bring in some new laws. I know it's like totalitarian, man, but you gotta, like, in drastic times, you gotta, like...
Man, there's 7,000 people died today. I think we should probably, I don't know, just make sure we're wearing masks. Like, it's probably an answer. Okay, so I've looked at this. There's 132 deaths today.
When?
What? 16th of February. I don't know how... And then there's...
Where? That's 0 today. 132.
What? I can't figure this thing out.
That's Australia.
Yeah, this is Australia.
Okay.
And then 235 on the 9th of Feb.
Well, that's kind of crazy.
213 on the 7th.
There's a little peak there just happened.
504 on the...
On Australia Day, man.
Australia Day.
504 people died of COVID. That's crazy. Okay, maybe we need to bring back the lockdown. I think
19th of Jan, 311 deaths. What's going on?
Remember it was like 7?
Yeah, that's what I can't.
It's
Imagine
like
it's
go back to the peak. Let's look at the peak. Imagine back in the lockdown, it's like 10 people.
Yeah, let's have a look.
And you're not looking at cases, are you? Or intensive care?
I'm looking at cases and deaths,
All-time
and they've
cases.
got cases.
Oh, it says deaths.
Yeah, it says deaths.
Go back.
Okay,
Go back to like 2021. All time.
Okay, let's go back. Where are we? 2020. So it was like 17. Look at this. There was a spike in 2020.
Oh! There's more deaths than there's ever been.
Is this true?
What?
This is insane.
This is
It's
literally insane.
So
So COVID started once the lockdowns and everything ended.
Oh, no, this is 2022. 31st of Jan 2022.
Yeah.
We are getting close to more deaths.
The lockdown ended like here.
Yeah. That was all 20...
When did the lockdown end? I've got
This
the
was
photo.
July. Yeah, lockdown ended.
I've got the
And then there were like no deaths. And then it started going crazy in 2022.
crazy, and it has not stopped. Then it dropped, and then it came right
But I'm
back.
getting confused. 2022 was last year where there were nothing... Everything was fine.
Everything was back. COVID was over.
And this is where most of the deaths were happening. So we just accepted and we had a whole bunch of people die.
Yeah. People are just dying.
Like 13 people died today, 51, 52, 28, 30. And then we'll have a day. 157 people died in July. On my birthday when I was celebrating and
Be like, it's over!
Woo! Doing that like hand thing. 157
Alright,
people died
here's
on my
first
birthday.
day. 11th of October, we got freed.
11th of
There
October.
it is, right there. They have it pinned. That's
Yeah.
coincidental, surely not.
Oh, yeah, 11th of October 2021.
Oh, that's November, I'm tripping.
Okay, 11th of October. They're all down to 11 deaths.
11.
And it's like, okay,
That's what we
we're
got.
all
Let's let it
cool.
out.
And it's like, we got Chrissy coming up. We're not going to miss Chrissy. Everyone,
4 people died before Christmas.
everyone had Christmas. And then we come back into the new year. 155 people died, like, towards
Directly
January.
because of Christmas.
Yeah. Was Christmas worth it? And this is day by day.
And then it
more
chilled
deaths
out.
than they've ever been. And then everyone's kind of
Where
like,
was that 500 though?
Yeah, this one is... Oh, where are we? For today. 26th of January 2023.
Australia Day.
Yeah.
Not today.
Oh yeah, Australia Day. But
Wow.
more deaths than they've ever
Isn't
been.
that like the most ever? Because
Let's
how
see
come
this
that
one.
didn't even get to 500?
Yeah.
That doesn't. Well, the chart's a bit whack.
Maybe it's more
Oh, because
consistent.
look at that. That must be the add-on to the chart.
Yeah, I can't really
Pull
figure
this
it out.
up on the screen in the edit.
Yeah, we'll try to get this up on the screen.
And is this? Oh, this is Rumble.
Yeah, this is...
I reckon we go on YouTube and do this little segment.
I know, we'd be pro-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get the mask back on.
We'll just be like, let's look at it. Let's reanalyze what even happened there.
Yeah.
Stats-wise.
It's a very...
Is the pandemic
I
over?
almost want to look
That's
into it
kind of
as well.
shocking. I was not expecting
This, I was thinking this would be a great joke.
That's kind of scary. I'm going to go get my booster. I think that we're done. Get your boosters, people.
This
That's
is
good for you.
serious.
We're
This is
joking.
good.
We don't know. We're not doctors. Drink water, though.
Yeah, drink water though.
We're
everyone.
wateriticians. We know the water's good.
Yeah, it's going to help you with the COVID. Anyway, peace out.
Thank you, Carter.